Mr. Ralph Michaels, excited to talk some NFL Week 1 at Cal Sports LV. If you guys are not giving him a follow already, Ralph is a plethora of college football, college basketball, and NFL knowledge. That's why we decided to do these NFL Week 1 preview shows. Now, granted, we're about 10 weeks out, Ralph. Lots of things subject to change, especially given our current landscape here with sports. But I wanted to talk about this game first because it is one of the chalkiest games on the board. The Ravens are an 8.5-point favorite, even 9 at some spots. Total 49 versus the Browns. Now, I know I wasn't that high on the Browns last season. Mainly there was a lot on the hype train. Odell Beckham Jr. tweeted a couple days ago, he's staying. He's not going to the Patriots. Stop buying into the rumors. This Browns team is pretty stacked once again. Do you think they're going to be able to get out of their own way here?
Kel, I really do like this Cleveland's Browns team. And the reason I haven't been wholeheartedly on the Browns is because I'm a Browns fan. I'm from Cleveland. 50 years of pent-up frustration. Thank God LeBron gave us one title. But, you look at this Browns team, wide receivers could be some of the best in the NFL. Running back group, a top 10 unit. The defense, when they're healthy and back, going to be a new unit. But let's also talk the other end of the spectrum. Since Harbaugh took over the Baltimore Ravens in 2008, the Browns have had 9 head coaches. Going through those scheme changes year in and year out is just something that is very difficult to do, and you need continuity to do. So that's the question. Can the Browns change schemes yet again with another new head coach and be ready week 1?
You're right. That's the absolute question here. And we're going to get into more of the Browns in our Browns preview show, as well as the Ravens in our Ravens preview show. But what I really want to talk about is this number. Now, we know we bet numbers, not teams. I don't see this number coming back down towards the Browns. Maybe we see some sharp money if it hits 10. Maybe we don't. But right now, it looks like it's all Baltimore Ravens money.
We have a lot of sour people that lost a lot of money on Cleveland and the Chicago Bears last year. Remember, I equate the Browns this season to San Francisco several years ago. Remember the Jimmy G hype, and everyone was on that San Francisco bandwagon? It was just a year too early. They had to progress. I think that's the Browns, and I think the Bears are going to rebound as well. So we're talking about the number 1 bet teams in the summer last year in Las Vegas were the Browns and the Bears. So you have all these people excited on what the Ravens did to finish the regular season against the spread. You have all the sourness from the Browns backers backing Cleveland late down the stretch when they faded. So I agree with you. I think the number, unless there's a major injury to Lamar Jackson, I think that the number is pretty stable, and it's not going to approach anywhere near a touchdown.
Wow. Yeah. And also the books are going to protect themselves against Ravens teasers for week 1. We know we're going to see a ton of teaser action. People are so ready for sports to come back. I wouldn't be surprised if this year's NFL Week 1 handle is just insurmountable. Now, personally, Week 1, Ralph, I like to kind of tiptoe around here. Usually I make my season win total bets, so I've already got a couple of eggs in that basket. But Week 1 is particularly hard to handicap. Do you have any advice on this game or any others on approaching Week 1?
Well, of course, I had to go to my database, Kelly, and a little TNA. And how about a wow number to start off this video? Week 1 division dogs. That's it. Since 2014, 21-5-1 against the spread.
Wow. So maybe I should be betting week 1 just a little bit more than I have been.
You do. You have the teams that are even. They're familiar with each other. There's no surprises amongst division rivals. The team that is down continues to give a full effort for the entire game as far as the opener goes. But yeah, 21-5-1 is a powerful motivator. I go back and I look at the WagerTalk schedule guide in the NFL where I have my power ratings for each team. I make Baltimore only a 7-point favorite in this game. So, and let's remember last year, September 29th, Baltimore hosted Cleveland, and they were only a 5.5-point favorite. Cleveland beat them outright. So we're going to hear some people talk about, Baltimore lost at home to the Browns. They have revenge. I don't buy into that because Baltimore got their revenge against Cleveland. December 22nd when they beat him in Cleveland. Baltimore laid 5.5 points to Cleveland week 4. They went to Cleveland game number 15 and laid 10 points.
This is very true. And this is a Browns team. Listen, I was all on the fade Browns. I took the biggest season win total under I took was the Bears, and the second was the Browns. Now, I started to back the Browns. I think it was week 10 or 11. Then they were able to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers and had a couple of nice wins there to finish out their season. I do think they're going to progress on that, which starts with week 1 against the Ravens. We all know I'm a sucker for the underdogs. Is Cleveland poised to pull the upset here? Or I know you mentioned you made them a 7-point underdog, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not ended up sprinkling on the money line here.
Well, if you look back at the history of the NFL, a 7-point favorite wins 75% of the time. So yeah, I mean, it's a 1 in 4 chance. There is a reasonable chance at this. I think Baltimore comes into the season, and I think it is important to look at coaches week 1. The Ravens as a home favorite, only 4-10-1 their last 15 games. Harbaugh doesn't care about covering. All he wants to do is win games. They go to Houston week 2. You have to look at that. And again, you look at the players on the field. I make Baltimore a 7-point favorite. But in this situation, I'd probably have to add a few points because of the Harbaugh versus Stefanski coaching edge, a first-time coach in his first game.
I love, no offense, I love that you struggled with that because that is how ridiculous the Browns have been. Because you have to think, wait, who's their head coach now? Because they just consistently have somebody new in that position. It's like within every 2 years.
Cal, I can't. You would think you could name every Browns head coach since 2008. I went back and I missed a couple. I had to go look them up because
if you had $5,000 on the table and said, Kelly, name every Browns head coach since 2008, there's no way I could do it. You're going to miss 1 or 2. It's an unfortunate thing. Hopefully it gets better for the people of Cleveland sooner than later.
Yeah, again, division dogs 21-5-1 has me pointing Cleveland. Ravens 4-10-1 their last 15 as a home favorite has me pointing Cleveland. I talked about that coaching edge, and something that you have to look at when you talk about the Ravens. Week 1, Harbaugh has won and covered 4 straight. He's won his last 3 week 1 games 59-10, 47-3, and 20-0, 136-13. That means he has a very prepared team. They are capable and running on all cylinders week 1. So with numbers supporting one side, I clearly think my top play in this game for week 1 is the under. Listen, the Cleveland Browns are going to be the Minnesota Vikings. They will have a fullback. They will have 2 tight ends. They will completely be running the ball. Stefanski is a Minnesota disciple. They signed a fullback from Denver. They signed a tight end Hooper. Baltimore's going to run the ball. Cleveland's going to run the ball. And we're getting a total of 49 because of Baltimore's outrageous offense last year. I think there's great value with the under week 1, under 49, Cleveland and Baltimore.
Awesome stuff from Mr. Ralph Michaels. Make sure you guys give him a follow at Cal Sports LV. He's really receptive to answering all of your questions, has an extensive database with our buddies over at killersports.com. Also, make sure you guys check out all of our game previews for week 1, as well as all of our team previews headed up over the next couple of weeks.